Hello, everybody. What's this episode?
I don't know.
What is up, bros? Bro fist me. Thanks, Dane. Thanks, Ty. I can't read.
This is like, I think this is episode 40?
Am I?
No. I thought we already passed episode 40.
I don't remember. Anyways, we have a very special guest today. It's the first female we've had on the show. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Izzy Pedigo. Do I have to say anything else?
No, you don't have to say anything else.
Okay. That's all quiet.
This is, in my opinion, this is probably my most anticipated guest. I've told Izzy about the show and wanted her on the show for months now. And I'm so
since before it existed.
Yeah, I'm so glad. Like, you were in the back of our minds when we were like,
Nice.
she would be such a good guest. And I'm so happy that you're finally here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you
Was
move this just a little bit?
what?
We can't make eye
What?
contact.
What?
I feel like there's a wall now.
Dude, this thing does not move.
I'll move. Here, I'll do this.
Oh, you're gonna make our guest super uncomfortable because
Yep.
you want to stare at her.
Yep.
No.
Gawk
I
at
just,
me.
when she's talking, I'd like to
Okay.
show that I'm listening, like someone with respect. You sitting over here, you horny motherfucker. I've been thinking about you this whole time since we made this podcast.
Oh my god. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is you make music,
Yeah, I do.
and you've released 2 singles to my
Yes.
understanding.
Yeah.
I've listened to both of your songs. I love both of your songs.
Thank you.
The second one, oh my god, I'm so sorry for forgetting the name.
That's okay. The second
You're
one's
a
called Good
fake
Friends.
fan. You stupid.
Wait, what was it?
Good Friends.
Yeah, Good Friends. I thought from the first single to the second single, your improvement is like exponential.
Thank you.
Like it was like it was just a really great improvement to see.
Thank you. Yeah. Writing songs is always weird and like not a linear process really. Like so that's actually really nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, I've gone to your shows. I went to your first band show actually
That's true.
at the barn.
I was there
Yeah.
too.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, I remember being there. I think Poncho and the Wizards had played before or after.
We were the first band to play. It was us and then it was a band.
It was girls, wasn't it?
And then I don't know if Coffin played. Coffin might have played.
I think it was just 3.
I think it was, yeah.
It was probably it was us, girls, and then Poncho.
Yeah, you were on the drums.
I was
And
on drums and bass.
I was pissed. I was like, why the fuck is she on the drums?
I've kind of aired my beef out a lot about that band, but like there's a reason that band doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And like that is one of the reasons is because I was like, hey, I love to write music and sing. And it was basically like, okay, you're on drums and background vocals and bass. And I was like, okay.
You should have gotten the fuck out as soon as they said that.
You know, I was friends with all of them. Like actually I was friends with Tanner and then I met the
Oh yeah,
other
Tanner's
girls.
a great person.
Tanner and I are such homies. I love him. I actually saw him a few days ago, but Tanner and I were homies and we would play music together. And then the other 2 girls were friends who made music. And then they just like, Tanner met one of them on like Instagram or something. And then it was like, hey, let's make a 4-piece band. And like, it was just like weird.
I had a
They made an album. I did the album cover.
Nice.
did?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the Distant Twins.
It turned into Distant Twins after I left, I think.
Yeah.
And then you just worked on solo stuff, right?
I had been doing solo stuff forever. Like I started playing live music when I was like 13.
Really?
Yeah, I was really lucky actually. This is such like a weird like convoluted backup way since I was a kid story, but like I had a really good dance teacher as a kid who also was a live musician. And when she found out that I was like wanting to learn how to play the guitar and like sing and that kind of stuff, she kind of was like, okay, you're my baby now. And she would like let me open for all of her live shows. And like I would play like maybe like 2 songs in the middle of her multiple hour-long set.
That's still really fucking cool.
It was great. And I kind of got to work up to playing a full set that way. I didn't have to like know everything from the beginning. Like I used her equipment. She taught me what to use, what I did and didn't need to do. Like
So it was basically like a mentorship.
absolutely. And then she also would like let me get tips. Like so I was also getting
That's
like a little bit of money.
sick.
Seriously, I owe everything to Natalie Plotner. Like I love her. I love
Shout
her so
out.
much. Shout out Nat Plot.
So I obviously the last year and a half, COVID has been kind of a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you didn't do any live shows then.
Not necessarily. I did 2 that I can remember. No, 3 that I can remember. So I did 1 at 2 a restaurant in Shell Beach that had an outdoor patio, because like outdoor dining was still like kind of okay in some places, and those were just for fun, just like little maybe hour-long sets, and then with Natalie, and then I played an arts fair at Whalebird Kombucha in Slow like a month ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
I heard about that one.
Yeah, that one was fun.
So are you going now that like, because like honestly, like recently things have really started to feel like finally
Kinda normal.
shit is getting back to normal. Are you gonna do like more sets?
Yes.
Like you should.
I want to.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I want to. I just like, once again, it's been so long, and like even though it's like kind of acceptable to do it again, like I feel bad encouraging groups of
Yeah. No.
like, even though I can be like, wear a mask and try to be safe and like be honest about if you're vaccinated or not, like you can't really control that kind of stuff. And like, I don't want to be the host of an event that turns into a super spreader event, or like not even super spreader, but like if someone gets sick, I'd feel like garbage. I'd feel so bad. So like,
no, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't want to be responsible for that for a while.
Yeah. I almost played live.
Yeah, Dane.
I played bass. It was terrible. I quit after 2 weeks. That's the only band I was ever in.
Well, like the thing with bands, Dane has told me about this. It's like because Dane, you play guitar. Like you play, I don't know, electric guitars.
A couple.
Yeah, I have a couple.
That's 3. A couple. That's 4 actually. That's more than
But, like,
2.
Fancy.
But like when you're like, let's say somebody starts a band, they usually want to be, the head.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right. And then when they invite somebody else, it's like you play bass.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
like
the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like both of you kind of got into that same situation.
Yeah.
It's hard because like, especially when like, if you're not the person who like initiated getting the people together, like I said, I was friends with Tanner, who like met a girl from Slow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So I was like a third person in that like
In the chain of arrangement.
yeah. And so like for them to be like, yeah, like we play music, and they had also already done live shows together, and Tanner and I had done like one live show together. So like Tanner and I had a much less like worked out thing than they did. And like these girls, I don't want to seem like I'm like, these girls suck. Like they don't. I'm very good friends with one of them still. Like
One of them. The other girl does suck.
no. The other one is just like not significantly older, but like she like went off to college like a year after I met her. Like we just like weren't really good friends. But one of them I'm still good friends with, and like we've kind of joked about it. How like she was like, why didn't you sing in our band? And I was like, bitch, I don't know. Like you tell me.
Yeah.
I think it's also intimidating too when you are invited into that situation.
Yeah.
So like you kind of just want to play your part, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember at that concert, I was just like, man, is he so good at singing? I like was looking forward to hearing you sing.
Nope.
And then it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then they just were like, let's fucking put on alien masks and bang on fucking pots.
I remember
Did that? Which was that?
That was-
Was that Poncho that
That
did
was
that?
during Poncho's
Yeah,
set,
that
and
was-
it was like
yeah.
their friends. I thought it was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, I
love
thought it
that
was.
shit.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And then Nate was in like a 3-man mosh. I think it was like me and one other person just pushing him.
That's just bullying. That's not
It's just bullying at that point. Yeah.
was I there with my ex-girlfriend? I can't remember.
Probably.
I can't remember. Yeah, that was a cool night. I remember just meeting all the bands afterwards and like talking with you guys.
I'd known about girls for a couple years too. There's like some dude I met in Ventura, and he was like, yeah, man, I go to this Chinese place and I play their open mic night and I got booed off every time, but I don't care, man. He would play he had like 3 pedals, and then he had a attachment that he put on his ukulele, and he would just make noise music out of this.
weird.
At an open mic at a Chinese restaurant. What the fuck? And
That's ballsy.
That's super.
yeah,
ballsy.
dude, he was one of the trippiest people I ever met. And then he moved to Brooklyn. I think he did a bunch of drugs. And
Makes
was like,
sense.
I'm really poor now. So now he lives back in Ohio. But he was friends with like the people who were in girls because they played at the same place.
I think I know who you're talking about, actually.
You haven't met him, but I've talked. He's like, when I first really got into music, I was at his house. I was staying at his house for some reason with like a couple other friends.
To do drugs.
But we get there and he comes out of his room. First thing he asks is, what kind of music you guys into? And my friend, her like kind of friend who was with me was like, oh, I'm like I'm into like indie music, like Mice and Men, and like like that kind of stuff, And he was like, "Cool, what are you into?" And like goes to me next, just completely not caring. I was like, "I don't know, like." But the word post-punk sounds cool, and he's like, "That's what I like to hear." And then we just stayed in his room for the next like 5 hours, and he was like, "Look at this album. A man put 5 microphones around a restaurant and recorded that and calls it music.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful." And I was like, "Okay."
Have you guys seen the stuff where it's like I'm gonna plug something into a mushroom and like see what?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have
That
seen
is
that.
so pretentious. I get that like maybe it's kind of cool to be like, oh, like they do make something, like that's neat. But
Yeah.
like, people who listen to it, like
God.
like by choice.
Music, I feel like especially genres of music can be very pretentious
Yeah.
sometimes.
I mean,
I think all art can be hella pretentious.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
true.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really true.
I think at this point, I think pretentious art is just hilarious.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
I think it's so funny.
it's funny to make fun of too.
Yeah.
Because they hold themselves to such a high standard.
I
Or
read-
not even a standard. It's more of like
They hold everyone else like
To a lower
To a-
standard or something.
to like it's hard to explain, but it's like they hold other people to a lower standard. Where they're
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
you don't understand how great this is.
you wouldn't get it.
yeah.
It's always the you wouldn't get it thing.
I read something that was like, I don't know if I read it or if I heard it. I don't know, but it was like all good art is like a little cringy. Otherwise, it like if the person didn't care enough about the piece to like so that it makes you cringe a little bit, like
Yeah.
they don't care enough about their art.
Every time I see the Mona Lisa,
I mean,
I mean, like particularly with
I get what
modern
she's
art.
I get what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that with Radiohead lyrics, where it's like, Radiohead is like the band to be into if you're like into music.
Yes.
Because it's like listenable but still really weird. And if you dissect the lyrics, like one of the infamous lines is, "I woke up sucking on a lemon." It's like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know. Like, or yeah. And at the same time, Radiohead fans will be like, "Oh, Creep, like such a sucky song. Like, song's
Creep is
terrible." Like,
good.
it's a good song.
Take the hit. Creep is
Yeah.
good.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've listened to that one. I need to listen to more
You've
Radiohead.
listened
You
to Creep.
have heard Creep by
You've heard Creep. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
What the hell am I,
I don't
doing here?
I literally don't
Yeah.
know. I literally don't know.
Israel's
even know
probably
the
heard
band.
Creep. You've never even heard of the
You don't
band?
know what Radiohead is?
I'm sure I've heard their music.
You
but I don't
probably
know the
have.
name.
You both probably have heard Creep. Like, there's no way that you've
Yeah.
grown
Okay, we're playing it after the podcast.
It'll be the first chord. Like he'll start singing and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, no.
You'll like
what album was it on?
Pablo Honey."
Oh, I haven't listened to Pablo Honey.
You can listen to Creep and call it good.
Yeah, I've heard like basically that's the worst one. And then everything else is like mwah.
Chef's kiss.
Yes. Mwah.
Yeah.
I had another
Johnny
question.
Greenwood and Tom York are starting a band together with some dude.
Is Radiohead disbanded?
No, they're just doing their thing. They're like in their 50s. They've done it. They've done it all. They're like,
fucking
let's do
old,
some
bro.
other stuff. Or like late 40s.
They're fucking Okay, so are you going to school?
Yeah, I'm a theater major at Cuesta.
Nice.
I can't say that without laughing. I'm like, I'm majoring in theater.
Theater at a community college.
Here's the thing, Cuesta theater is
It's
like
really
fucking
good.
bonkers.
It's really good, I heard.
It's so good.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I wish I could
I've
say
never
the same
even heard
about my
about them
department.
doing anything.
Oh,
The Cuesta Theater Department is like the best theater community college theater department in like the country.
it's in our
What?
yeah. It's insane.
I remember they had a costume sale, and Nate and I were like, "Let's buy something," and then they were like, "We only take cash," and we didn't buy anything.
can't do that. The director is she's not gonna hear this, but like on the off chance she does, like she's a lovely person. Like I
They're about to
love
start
her.
talking mad trap.
Yeah, me too.
Sucks.
I'm not
Overrated.
I'm not gonna talk trash, but I will be completely honest and say that she's terrifying. Like she's like I haven't ever seen her in person still. And that's not true. I've seen her in person, but I haven't met her in person because I graduated high school during COVID stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, how
So-
does theater work online?
It doesn't. It just doesn't. People try, and in my opinion, it's just like not a thing. Like I've watched so many Zoom shows and like
That sounds so bad.
it's pathetic. It's seriously like even the best Zoom shows. It's like, well, why do
They are you serious? That
so
sounds
bad.
awful.
No, like I like, and I commend everybody who has like tried to make theater work during COVID stuff. Like truly, like I respect your commitment to the
Yeah.
art, like whatever. But it would be so soul crushing for me to be in a Zoom show, and because I adore theater. Like I could talk about it forever and tell you a billion different things, and like I have absolutely no interest in ever doing a Zoom show because the reason I love theater is because I like
To perform.
and I like hearing an
Yeah.
audience react, and I like
Yeah.
being under lights and being in costumes and makeup and interacting with my cast members and you don't get to do any of that if you're in your room with a black screen behind you talking to your laptop camera. Like
that sounds
not,
so discouraging as an artist.
and as a viewer, it's also like I wouldn't know as an artist because like once again, I didn't do any shows. I took theater classes because like I'm a theater major. So like I took
Yeah.
I took theater classes over Zoom, which was like also discouraging, but like I did it because whatever, I have to. Everyone's doing school like this, and I'm not gonna be like, well, I refuse because I'm like whatever. I'll take the class. But like doing a Zoom show is like I don't even have anything like intelligent to say about it. It would just suck. It would just
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah.
I remember people. I can't remember. I saw a few people on their Instagrams like being like, "Come watch our live Zoom show," and I was just like,
Dude, I don't even want to log.
yeah, I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I don't even have Zoom downloaded on my computer.
yeah, I got to see I actually choreographed the last show that AG Theater did because like I adore like my old high school's theater company.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a good theater company.
I adore them so much. And like they were like, and like I talked about this earlier, like I danced for a lot of my childhood. Like I was a competitive dancer for quite a bit. And competitive like dance moms stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
For like 8 years of my life.
Wow.
My sister still does it and is like really good and is like working for like professional companies and stuff.
That's fucking
and
awesome.
She's 15, like it's gnarly. But like you good?
Yeah, somebody's
I
in the
just had to say
garage.
something.
Okay. Like
Sometimes my dad will just come out in the garage and let the dog in and
Like just mid podcast.
just mid
let the dog
podcast.
in.
What the dog
What the
doing?
dog doing,
What the
though?
dog doing though?
God.
And like so I like went back and like I told them when I graduated, like I really want to choreograph. And so they let me, just like gave me a show. They were like, here,
Oh, that's
it's yours,
awesome.
do it. And I was like, okay.
That looks
So-
good on a resume too.
Oh god, yeah. I'm 18 and I've already choreographed a whole show.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
That's gnarly. But so like I got to see they've been recording it. Everybody was masked 6 feet apart the entire show. And that was the first show we were allowed to have back in person. And so like as a choreographer, I was like, okay, nobody can touch each other. Nobody can be near each other.
Give Tybalt a 7-foot-long sword.
Oh,
Just give him a gun.
yeah. It was a good show to do during COVID. It was kind of like
What was the show?
It's called The Theory of Relativity, and it's basically a bunch of like little vignettes. So it's like someone will give a monologue and someone will do a song and someone will do a monologue. There's not like one cohesive storyline until like at the end of the show, spoiler alert, you learn that everything was connected because like one monologue happens and it connects to everything you just saw. So like it's a good show to do during COVID. It's kind of like going like viral on TikTok right now because every high school in America is doing it because it's just convenient. You can do it with keeping cast members away from each other.
Yeah, it's this. I feel like that's a really smart approach.
Yeah,
so,
it's not like Beauty and the Beast where you have like a town scene with 50 kids in a huddled little
Yeah.
club. Like, no, but like, what were we talking about? We've gone on so many tangents.
Yeah, this is about
That's
on
perfect.
par.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Stuff.
We were just
Oh,
trying.
theater stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's what I was going to say. So we were just doing it to record it and put it on Zoom.
Yeah.
And then like the last week of rehearsals, the director was like, we're going to get to have one live show for your friends and family. And I like cried. I haven't seen a live theater show in over a year. And it is like the thing that I love more than anything in this entire world. And I got to go see a live theater show that I choreographed fully. Like I sobbed. Like
That's pretty sick.
That's fucking awesome.
it was beautiful. And like it was weird because we were all wearing masks and like you couldn't see their faces the whole time. But I was like, I don't care. This is beautiful.
So
One of the masks.
what exactly like where do you see yourself like going through this? Like this it sounds like a great journey.
Yeah. I want to be a high school theater teacher. That's like my dream job. And I think what I'm going to do, I really like living in SLO. For a while, I thought I wanted to move to the Bay Area. And like, I still might. Who knows? I don't know. I'm 18. I have no idea what I'm going to do. But like,
I'm 20. I'm like, what the?
yeah, I have absolutely no idea. But my plan right now is that I'm going to transfer to Cal Poly in a year if they'll
nice.
have me, hopefully. So I can stay in SLO because I have so many like good jobs here. Like as far as like
This is honestly like the area I always tell Dane and all my friends this like we're so lucky to live where we live.
totally
Pretty sick
yeah.
here.
Yeah. It's not like super crowded. There's opportunity here.
Just enough.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
agree. Like
Enough of everything.
yeah, like it's not, and like I've like just like thinking about moving to the Bay Area. Like I love it there. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. But like, do I want that to be my everyday life?
I'm
Yeah.
down there.
You know,
Dude.
and
Yeah.
it's a wonderful place. Like some people it works, some people it does, but I just don't know if I am willing to like, and as far as like, I'm sure every field is like this, but I can't really speak on every field. But I can speak on like arts and like the arts field. Like you build yourself up and you kind of brand yourself, and like you have to go through different like stages of meeting people and talking to people. And I know a lot of people in SLO. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
totally.
opportunities here because I've been building myself up for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
If I move to the Bay Area, I am dirt. Like
You're
am
ground zero.
I'm garbage there.
Yeah.
They don't care about me at all. So like I just think it would be smarter, at least as I'm like still building a resume,
Yeah, and
that
then
I am
you could move there later, honestly.
once
too.
I have a beefy resume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my plan, as I want to teach high school theater and maybe English because I like both of those things a lot. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of living here,
Yeah.
you know, normally I'm like, bro, I fucking hate this area. I want to get the fuck out of here. But when I drove up to Washington, you know, it proves this point because, you know, to get to Washington, you kind of have to go by San Francisco because it's just on the way.
Yeah.
But the whole fucking time from San Luis to San Francisco, California is just dirt and nothing.
Oh my God.
You
Yeah.
drive through the valley.
Yeah.
Well, not the valley, but like it's just farmland.
And you're like,
Couldn't do it.
oh my God, it could be so much worse.
No, like you don't know how lucky you are until you go see how shitty it is other
Yeah.
places. And then you're
Yeah.
like, oh, wow. I've been taking that for granted.
Yeah.
my dad grew up like south side of Chicago, and like that shit is fucking rough. Like
Yeah.
just like you get a whole new like perspective about where you live when you see like where your like you know what I'm talking
Totally.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my mom was born in the Central Valley. So was I, actually. So
Got out, bro.
I got out. For some reason, though, I still like it, but I don't. I don't know. Watch the movie Lady Bird. It explains it.
Yeah, basically.
You're Sacramento.
We make fun of Dane all the time for that movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite
I know.
movie.
Lady
I don't
Bird's
make
good.
It's
I
my
like that
favorite
movie,
movie.
too.
It's one of my favorites. It's on my I have like a letterbox list of like.
You should follow me, please.
I'll follow you on Letterboxd.
I'm always looking for people to follow me.
And it's in my list of like comfort movies. Like if I'm having like just like a shitty day
Yeah.
or whatever, like I can turn on like Lady Bird's one of them. I have a whole list, but like yeah, it's a good one.
I love that movie so
The first time I watched it, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't get why Dane loves this movie so much.
It's just
And then I watched it again, and I was like, oh.
for me it was like a light switch. Like I watched it and was like, "Oh, this is what I want to do. Like this is what I want to do."
Because you want to do
Yeah.
film stuff, right?
I'm film major,
I thought so.
He just wants to record what you do, basically. That's all it is. Nothing more. That's all it is, guys.
What are you talking about?
I'm just sitting on Dane.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm glad we're all three confused. No, that's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. The quest of film department is not nearly as good as the theater department.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
That sucks.
Graphic design department's actually really good.
I've heard.
Yeah, I've had the same professor for all of my semesters, and he's from China, and he's really cool and really helpful.
Have you had to take any like
I
like
thought you were about to say you've had Mr. P this whole fucking time. I was like, oh my God.
Mr. P?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is
Our
that?
drawing teacher.
Oh no! No!
Because you were like, I've had him every semester. I'm like sitting there thinking like,
Was that the guy who was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not afraid of anything?
no, that was
Okay,
my
no.
math.
No, that was the math
I love
teacher.
that guy.
Yeah, that guy was a fucking kook.
Me and Ty.
Oh, no, it
had,
was,
like,
I'm not afraid of snakes.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, no, I'm really afraid of snakes.
Me and Ty had like on Tuesdays and Thursdays we had the same schedule. So we had like 2 hours of this goofy motherfucker for our math teacher.
He was a trip.
He was
like, I can explain that God is real with math.
Oh my god.
it was
No.
fucking awesome.
No.
And I'm sitting there laughing my fucking ass off every day in this class.
It would be dead silent, and he would say something funny, and Israel would die laughing, and he would be the only person laughing.
No one else saw it as funny. But I'm like, this awkward motherfucker is sitting up here trying his heart out, and it's just falling so flat.
And I'd
that's
be
what's
laughing at
funny.
Israel laughing at him. It was so good.
He's all. I've been banned from taking whitewood markers from the supply closet. And he's like, so the supply lady isn't here 'cause she's on vacation. So I've been sneaking into her room every time I run out of ink and taking a new marker. And I raise my hand and I say, I forgot his name. I was like, Mr. John, why the fuck don't you just grab all the whiteboard markers? And he stops and he says, because I enjoy the feeling I get when I steal stuff.
Me too, Mr.
Didn't he work for the NSA?
Yes.
What? Yeah, he worked for the NSA, and like one day in class, he was like, "Yeah, I worked for the NSA. If I told anything, I would literally have to kill you."
And now he's a math or humanities teacher at Cuesta College.
Yeah. And then like we had like an hour break and then we had 2 hours with Mr. P, the drawing teacher.
Oh my god.
And like the first few weeks of Mr. P were just so fucking unbearable. First of all, he has you do your drawing on, I think he called them horses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And those things are so fucking uncomfortable
They're
to
awful.
exist on. They're terrible. I hate them. So, I'm sitting there and my back is in immeasurable pain. That's why I hate like assemblies at high school is because your back always feels like dog shit. And you're sitting there and you're drawing and he comes out and he's like, I'm going to be an asshole
Yeah.
for the next 2 hours. And you're like, oh, I get it.
I remember I drew. It was like one of the first days of class, and I made representational art. So I made like a bug, like kind of like a cartoon looking
Yes.
bug, and he walked over to me, and I feel like Israel remembers this better than I do, but he was like, "This isn't art," and he's like, "This is an art." What you know it better.
I don't remember that one specifically, but I remember this time we were drawing, like he just had like a pile of wooden blocks just like there. And then he was like, now draw this. So we're all drawing wooden fucking blocks. And I'm looking over at Ty's sketchbook and Ty's drawing like a little castle out of like wooden blocks. And Mr. P walks over and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I want you to be doing this. And he like points over at someone else's like sketchbook and it's just like a square. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I learned to like him later as the year went on, but at the beginning it was pretty bad. It was bad.
It's like with my teacher.
I'm like not a good artist, but I had to take a drawing class just to like get a credit off on my AA thing.
Yeah.
And the first like time we were physically in the classroom and I was like drawing my thing, whatever. And the teacher comes up behind me and he goes, "Your depth perception is shit." And I was like verbatim.
What?
You're like, why do you think I'm wearing glasses, dude?
I was like, these aren't for fun, dude. Like I was just like, okay.
All right, well.
It was such a weird left turn from high school where teachers are often like, okay, this is what you're gonna do, ding 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 ding, and then you do it and you get points, or you don't do it, you don't get points. And in college they're like, figure it out, do it,
Yeah.
and then I'll insult you no matter what you do.
Especially in art classes.
You try so hard. And you're like, I poured my heart and soul into this, and it's like it doesn't even have to meet a rubric. It's just if it's a good or a bad day
Yeah.
for the teacher.
Yeah.
So
We had the same film class.
AP film
Yeah,
history.
it wasn't even AP.
No, I
was
called
just,
it. I called it AP Film History after she gave us the worksheet meant for kindergartners. That was like the joke. between me and my friend.
what was
She
that
gave us
one?
a what?
After we watched Snow White, she had us do like the dwarf project where you like designed a dwarf and like
I think I might have
Oh
skipped
my
school.
God.
Oh my God.
I don't remember.
it
started
was
teaching
legendary.
school
I have
that.
all the photos of my friends because we all made like the most fucked up dwarves. Mine was named misogynist, and he just
Oh, I remember that.
and he just like
Yeah.
looked gross. Like it just made a nasty man. Like someone made like preggy, and it was like a pregnant dwarf. Someone made skinny, because it was when that Wendy Williams meme was popular, where she was like edited to be like this.
Oh,
skinny,
yeah.
and her arms were in the air, and someone was like, "It's skinny dwarf."
That class,
It was a
dude,
joke. She gave us like one of the biggest assignments of the year was a review
Oh my
on
God.
on the waterfront, and that was like the movie where I was like, I just don't care. I
Yeah.
just do not care about this movie. So I didn't even like type anything.
I didn't do it
I didn't
either.
turn anything in, and she put it in as NA. It didn't even
Oh,
affect
yeah.
my
She's
grade.
She's a legend.
Yeah.
I found her Facebook a while ago. Funniest shit I've seen in a long time. It's like stuff from her in high school, and she's like, haha, took shrooms, hee hee. It's crazy. And I look at this, and I'm like, at the time, I think I was
get it now.
16. I was 16, finding my teacher's like college Facebook posts about doing shrooms, and I'm like, did the school not think
dude, they don't look at that
Google
shit.
her name?
Yeah, they don't
She
look
was
at
a
that shit.
moron, though. Like genuinely,
smart.
one of
She
the
wasn't the
dumbest
smartest.
people like I've ever met. Like, and I remember she had us watch the entirety of Birth of a Nation in her class.
Yeah.
And like all 3 hours of it, like excruciatingly boring and racist and gross.
So
And then-
racist.
but then we get to the like 80s movies, and she's like, there were lots of blaxploitation films. We're gonna watch none of them.
I
Skip-
watched Jackie Brown the other day, which is like Tarantino's take on the blaxploitation.
Okay.
And I was like, why didn't we watch any movie like this in American
Yeah.
film history?
She was literally, this is my, I think that she was just an art teacher, and they were like, hey, some kids are interested in a film class. You want to do this? And she was like, okay. And like, and I'll just make them do drawings. Like the film cell assignment where it was
That
like,
was
you're going
actually-
to.
Yeah. I
That was
remember
such a
that.
time waster.
Oh, totally. We were like getting ready to graduate, and she's like, you're going to paint Winnie the Pooh, okay? And it was, it's like, what?
I did Adventure Time.
I
good.
think the only good moment from that, I never watched a single movie. Dan can attest to this. I would draw in
Me
my
too.
my
I did
Or fall asleep.
yeah, or fall asleep. Yeah. But the one time she had the guy come in.
Oh,
and he-
Naaman Marshall.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking sick. I actually really fucked
so
with that.
awesome.
I think that I zoned out that whole time because
What?
I didn't trust her. I was like, anyone you bring in is gonna be like
Yeah,
some
no.
random like fucking idiot.
And then he was like, I literally invented the bat car.
Yeah.
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 That car.
He's like, yeah, and he was like a millionaire. I remember.
Like living in AG.
Yeah, he did the production. He was the head production designer for like most of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty.
crazy.
It was cool. I remember. My ex-girlfriend was also in that class, but she told me, she was like, "Yeah, that totally discouraged me. I'm not gonna do that as my career
I
path
remember
anymore."
that.
I was like, "Why? That should inspire you to want to do
it
that."
inspired me.
It inspired me too. I was like, "Fuck, I want to go into the movie industry. That's fucking sick." Yeah,
It's really hard.
I'm terrified of that.
but I think what discouraged her probably is he was like, "I got really lucky."
He got so lucky. His uncle was
Yeah.
in it, and then like the first movie he worked on was like a big movie. Tom Cruise walks in, he's like, "Hey, who's this kid?" And his uncle's like, "Don't worry, he's with me."
Yeah, I'm like, and that's the thing is that like it is really easy to be discouraged with anything like that because it's just all nepotism, like literally all of it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. You know, like a lot of. I don't want to be like there's no such thing. I sound like such a stupid nihilist when I say that, but like genuinely, the odds of you being successful in any sort of like visual art field, especially in like Hollywood or anything like that, without knowing somebody, or you're not going to do it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like you just can't.
There's only been like a few cases of people like
Yeah.
really just like
I talked to this dude who's in like the Hollywood industry. He's like a first camera assistant for Grey's Anatomy. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
pretty far up.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, okay, he's doing the exact same path that I'm doing. Like he's going to the same university, same program. He just did it like 2 decades earlier. And he was telling me like, okay, so you can go to this school and then get your degree, put it in a box, never look at it again, and then move to Hollywood and then start from scratch. I'm like, okay, that sounds pretty hard. And he says, or you can drop out and do the exact same thing and not be in debt. And I was like, okay, that also sounds really hard. And then he goes, or there's a third option where you get your degree and then go to an actual film school, get your master's in film, and then hope and pray to God that you meet somebody whose dad works in the film industry.
Yes.
And that's how you get in. He says the like higher ups of his job, he's like, that's what they all did. They all went to.
Well, you know someone because you're talking to him about this.
Yeah, I know somebody. And he was like, if you ever move to LA, I can help you out.
Well, there you go, Dane. Fuck.
Yeah.
I know some people in the industry as well, but
Yeah. I know somebody who's in the film industry in Utah. And he's like,
That
I can
sounds
get you a job
depressing
in a
as fuck.
heartbeat.
yeah,
Yeah, I really don't want to move to Utah. But if it means making movies and getting paid for it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
that sounds kind of sick.
Especially if you get good enough to make it a temporary thing. Like, you'd spend a little time in Utah, get your name out there, and
Yeah.
then you can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
you're you now and people care about you because
Yeah.
you did a movie.
You're the guy. That's
Yeah.
how the dude in Hollywood was like.
The guy from
Family
Kids?
Guy? Yeah, he was saying once you get into the industry, you know, before you get into the industry, you want to learn as many things as possible. So when you actually get in and somebody's like, hey, set up this light, you can go, oh, okay, I know how to do that. And that's what you do for like the rest of your career until you hop paths into what you actually want.
What
he
do
was
you
like-
actually want?
Cinematographer or director?
he wants to build
Director's like, you know,
Hollywood,
the
too.
peak. Yeah, I want to reinvent Bollywood. That's what I want to do.
What's
No.
the difference? Pardon me sounding totally ignorant of like film lingo, but like what are the main differences between being a cinematographer and a director? I'm sure there's huge differences, but I just don't.
Yeah. So, like a director, a really good director will have an idea of what they already want in their head. Like, you know, a director will storyboard the whole thing. But they don't necessarily know how the camera works. So there's a lot going on. You know, you have like
Got you.
all this stuff with like the aperture, how much light is let in, depth of focus, and then you have somebody whose entire job is being like, okay, so this is this far away, and then this character is going to walk over here to this point, and then he's going to walk over here, and I have to learn every single one of those measurements and pull focus, which is like
Gotcha.
focusing.
Dude.
So that's another aspect, and then you know, it
So
goes
like
deep.
the
but-
director's like, I want it to look like this, and the cinematographer makes that happen.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
or they can give him more leeway.
So the
But-
cinematographer does all the fucking hard work then.
Kind of. I mean, the director is like, you know, the director.
Yeah.
He's directing everything.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Except with the producer behind him who's like, I'm the one with the money, and you have to do what I say, even though I'm probably the least artistic person
Yep.
on the set.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
what was I going to say?
Tropic
Maybe you
Thunder.
should become
Have you
a
ever seen the
producer.
movie Tropic Thunder?
I have,
It
and
makes, it makes fun of that.
Yeah.
Exactly what you
and I
said.
should have loved it, and then I didn't. And then I got in trouble for torrenting it, and I got a cease and desist letter from Warner Brothers. So,
That's funny.
yeah, so I haven't torrented anything since, except for Evangelion. Anyways, yeah, but I was talking to the dude from like the Hollywood dude, and he
Mr.
was
Hollywood
like,
man.
Mr. Hollywood man, and he was like, yeah, so you go into one thing and you stick to it until you get really, really good at it, and then you can do whatever you want, and that takes like probably a decade and a half.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
I believe in you too.
And then I was like, what about like somebody like Paul Thomas Anderson, like the director? He did his own cinematography and it was like incredible. And he's like, yeah, but we're not Paul Thomas Anderson. We're not literally like a god of movies. He's like, before any of that, you're not the guy.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying
That's
to
a good way to look at it, though.
But once you become the guy
From Spy Kids.
from Spy Kids, you can do whatever you want.
Who's the guy from Spy Kids?
Have you ever watched Spy Kids?
Elijah Wood.
I love it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's
I've watched all the Spy Kids, but it's been years.
I forget the main kid's name. The guy, not the girl.
The guy?
No, not the guy. The kind of guy.
The boy?
Yeah,
the
the boy.
spiky haired dude.
Yeah, and he shows up and everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's the guy from the game."
Oh, the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy.
And you're
Yeah.
like, you're the guy because you look just like the guy on the game.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Guys, I'm not the guy," and everyone's like, "You're the guy." And then into the future, he's like, "Guys, I'm the guy," and everyone's like, "We know, dude, you're the guy." And then the real guy shows up and instantly gets fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the video where he just goes cake and then just gets lasered.
and we watch all 99 of his lives disappear.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
You guys
Yeah.
are so much more familiar with Spy Kids than I am.
I've never seen any Spy Kids movie all the way through, but I've seen so many bits and pieces from it, from like when they played it on repeat on Cartoon Network.
They just
I think I've
know the
seen
movie.
the original Spy Kids once, and then Spy Kids 2 and 3 like 100 times.
I remember Machete, like the
Yeah, Machete
yeah,
is
he's
canon.
in it.
Like their uncle.
Yeah, he's canonly like he's actually Machete, like he's actually him
Yeah.
in Spy Kids
Yeah.
that was the greatest crossover ever.
ever. Like
Fuck
Pixar,
the Marvel movies,
Yeah,
bro.
Marvel, Pixar, eat your heart out.
Fucking Spy Kids. I'm the Dinkster, and then he fucking.
Somebody ring the dingster.
Do you think God stays in heaven because he too fears what he's created? That's my favorite line from Spy Kids.
That's in Spy Kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi says
Steve
that.
Buscemi says it
makes
because
it
he
even better.
creates like a bunch of like life forms that just exist on this island, and he has this cool diorama, right? And the diorama has miniature versions of all the animals he's created.
I don't think I've seen the second one. Then
It's really cool.
Yeah, I
Which
have
one's
no
the
idea.
second one? Is that the one with the thumbs or is that the first
no, that's the
one?
first one.
Okay.
I know the thumbs. Those are.
I remember the
Thumbs are iconic.
Thumbs are definitely
The
iconic.
thumb
Escape
people. Oh man, that brings back so much nostalgia.
Fuck.
Seeing the CGI that literally looks like silly putty.
Yeah.
uh,
When I first buzzed my head, my sister told me I looked like one of the thumb people.
That's what we told the Nate when
God.
he shaved his head too. Classic.
Super fun.
I have a certain complexion that society has determined that I should most likely not shave my head.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that guy that like every woman wants to fuck?
Timothy Chalamet.
No,
Oh, dude.
but
Kai, dude.
the guy everyone.
No, I look
No,
nothing like him.
The guy every woman wants to fuck, who's also in Spy Kids, and he's old.
Channing Tatum.
No, he's old.
He's old?
Old and
What's
every
his
woman.
fucking name?
Fuck him.
Yeah,
Everyone wants. to
Sylvester
fuck him.
Stallone.
Yes.
It says Sylvester Stallone. I don't know if he's
Does
a heart-
everyone want to
I don't-
fuck him?
that's
Do
what I
you want to
heard.
fuck him?
No,
Maybe he's a heartthrob for like 2 seconds. And
but everyone was like, I might be thinking of the wrong guy. Where's my fucking?
he's Rambo and Rocky. Like, I don't think that's.
You ever see Rocky, Israel?
Yeah, I've seen Rocky.
I think
it
it's a
that
perfect
guy?
movie.
Give me a second.
Oh, we're getting. Oh, you know what it is? Is there's always like a static feedback, right?
Yeah.
It's when you get your phones close to the wires.
Ooh. But it
Really?
doesn't pick up in the recording. It only picks up in the headphone amp.
Weird.
I don't know. It's a ghost.
Let's see.
It's a fucking ghost stain.
What got a night? Doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, so we were all supposed to go to Japan, and then it got canceled.
Why
Yeah.
were you going to Japan?
Just for
Funsies.
fun.
And then
Nice.
Japan was like, yo, check this out. We about to not give people the vaccine.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Did you have any plans in Japan?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like what?
Like a year's worth of.
we were gonna be there for like a month.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We were going to go to
This was-
Tokyo and then Nagoya. Or no,
No,
Yokohama.
I'm definitely thinking of the wrong guy.
And then Kyoto.
Is that what this
And
is
then
for?
Osaka. Yeah, I learned Japanese.
No, you
so
didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Like
Didn't
actual-
learn it.
I took a year and a half of. I did a year of self-study and then 2 semesters of Japanese.
Whoa.
I didn't learn all of Japanese because
That's really hard.
that's insanely hard.
Yeah.
It's one of the hardest languages to learn.
Can you have like conversational?
No.
Like, oh, okay.
Ding-san. Nihongo ga hanasemasu ka?
Oh, skoshi. Yeah, that's about it. That was, you know, Japanese, and I said, oh, a little bit.
Israel's really good at it.
Israel's
I'm majoring in it.
Yeah.
In Japanese?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I want to be a translator first, and then I want to write. because I think the writing industry there is healthier than it is over here. And if I ever write comics, I can do what I want with it instead of doing bullshit that DC and Marvel do, because DC and Marvel sells like shit because it is shit, and they scam you.
Cool. Nice.
It's pretty cool.
I mean,
Well,
like,
you want to live there.
I do want to live there as well.
Cool.
But it's like, if you, like, realistically, if you're really someone who cares about a story, you're straight up being scammed by Marvel and DC.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're paying $5 for 20 pages, and like half of those pages are ads.
Yeah.
And then that same like $5 can be, you can buy a 150 page manga
Yeah.
that's like no ads, except at
And
the
usually
very end,
better stories.
and usually better stories.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I think in West, or I guess, is Japan technically a Western country?
No,
Highly Western
They're
influence.
westernized, but they're not a Western country.
Unlike Western societies, like I think the way to go when you're wanting to look at like a comic book format is like a graphic novel, because they don't have all the ads, and usually it's like 20 to 30 book,
Right.
long stories.
And it's this bullshit we do in America with like, well, if you want to read Green Lantern number 30, you got to read Flash number 14. And if you're going to read Flash 14, you got to read the Marvel DC crossover and Spider-Man
It's just
37.
confusing.
It's just all interlocked.
Yeah.
And you're like,
it's so
dude, can you just
confusing.
stop trying to drain my wallet of its money? You fuck. Just give me a good story.
Yeah.
Honestly,
then-
the movies, if you want to get into Marvel, just watch the fucking movies. Like the books are I think DC is
And
better.
with the books, right? If you want like the beginning of Spider-Man, well, I hope you have like $1 million fucking dollars lying around, because not only do you have a lot to go through, it's expensive as fuck. Those old ones,
Yeah.
like, shit's bullshit.
Gnarly. I started reading the Spider-Man comics when I was like a freshman in high school, I think.
Dude, same.
Yeah, and I gave up after a while because I was just like, this is like they're fine, but like
The best way to get into comics is with omnibus versions of the comic, but they're expensive as hell. They're like $100, and it's like this giant fucking book. I have like 4 of them.
I have
Yeah, you have the Watchmen one,
I have all of the Walking
I
Dead.
do have the
ones.
Watchmen.
Oh, I have every single Walking Dead book
Yeah,
too.
I used to love the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They're my favorite.
Did you ever finish it?
The
I literally have every single book.
no, I did not finish it. I had the first, like the really fat.
Yeah,
cell?
yeah.
I had the first one of that, and then I never had physical copies. I found a website that had them all for free, and I would just scroll.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was like a legal thing or whatever, but
Probably wasn't, but
no, probably
we're
not.
not going to tell anybody.
I don't really. It was 4 years ago. I don't care. And like, I don't think I finished it, but I think I got pretty damn close. Like the last thing that I saw, I kind of. You have a moment?
Yeah, we had a little moment.
Did I just miss this? What just?
I touched my hand throwing a piece of lint, and it was pretty cute.
I like the last thing I remember was like the people who would like wear other people's faces.
Oh yeah, you got pretty far then.
Yeah, I was really far. And
Yeah.
I just like stopped caring.
The ending was. I thought the ending was really good. The reason I wanted to collect all the books, because if you got the books, there was zombies on the front of the book, and if you put all the books together, it created a giant horde of zombies that like stretched from all the books.
I didn't
and then
know that.
circled all the way back around to the first book.
That's sick. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's why I knew you could find it online, but I was like, I want them all so I can create the horde.
I get that.
Huge too. Send a
This is like really I don't know why I'm like sometimes I never tell anybody what I'm about to tell you guys because it's like actually humiliating, but I also think it's funny and it's related to The Walking Dead.
What?
And it's like whatever. Okay. When I was like 13 years old, I was like low-key Tumblr famous because I wrote Walking Dead fan fiction.
Oh,
that's so awesome.
Yeah, like and it was like fucking good. Like it was gnarly, and some of it was like really romantic and sexual. And I was like 13 years old, had never touched a boy in my life.
You're the stereotypical Tumblr
I was
girl.
fucking awesome, yeah. Like, and I had like fans. I had like fan mail that they would like not like physical fan mail, but like people would like DM me and be like, "You saved my life. Like you're like reader X Carl fan fiction saved my life." And I'm like, I think I've told maybe like 2 people about it ever.
Really?
And now I'm saying it in front of you. Whatever. I don't even care. Like
Potentially a whole
potentially 20
Yeah,
people.
$20 to whoever can find my old Tumblr and send it to me.
Oh, it may have been taken down for sexual shit.
Oh, yeah,
Not
'cause
It
really.
might have been.
Tumblr went through that
That
fucking
purge.
Yeah, the purge.
Yeah, and not all of it was sexual, but just like it was like extra funny to me that I was 13 and I had never touched a boy like ever, and I was writing like smut. I was like, yeah, this is hot. This is- and like my dad would be like, "What are you doing, honey?" I'd be like, "Math." Like, he had no idea.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
fucking
So,
19 and writing a non-sexual fan fiction. I'm 70 pages in.
For what?
For what?
It's a Type Moon thing.
Nice.
It's about a psychopathic vampire killer who finds out he's a reincarnated Locke.
It's pretty dope. I haven't read it, but Israel's been to give me the
Cool.
the lowdown for a while.
I think that fan fiction, I don't write it anymore, but I do think that it's like a perfectly valid form of art. And I
Well-
think that people shit on it a lot.
What I'm doing with it is like, I want to be a writer. And it's like, okay, well, there's this already established world I really like. So I want to write something to prove that I can write something and then just throw it out there and let people attack the fuck out of it so that when I write my next thing, it's better.
Yeah, that's smart. Doing
Honestly, I
cover-
should do that because I'm really into writing and drawing and stuff too.
Storytelling is a muscle, man.
But like how I approach storytelling is I have the story all planned out in my head and I never write it down.
I
And
do that
need,
all the time.
I need to start writing it down more.
I need to
is
do
the
the
problem.
same.
Because like I have this like grandiose story that like will stretch for like books and books and books, but it's like I need to fucking start actually writing it is the problem.
I've been like planning. So I like plan books in my head all the time and I never write them. Or I write like a chapter and then I never come back to them.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I think my main problem is that I think of like themes for books and then I try to write a story about that theme. And so it always seems really like kind of like thrown together like misshapenly and I never really care about the story. I care about the theme, but by the time I like come up with a story that fits it, I'm like, well, that's not really applying to my life anymore. I
Yeah,
don't
it's like
care.
style over substance.
Yeah.
That's like
Totally. Yeah.
what I got sick of, and that's why I started writing this one. Because I was like, dude, I'm tired. Because I actually have that same thing where I just have like a bunch of chapter ones, and it's all like the same chapter one of the same book I've been trying to write, just like told better or worse depending on like how far I am into school and shit. So I was just like, fuck it. What is the average novel length? It was like 70,000 words. I'm like, I'm gonna reach 70,000 words on this next thing,
Cool.
and I just
What are you at now?
I think like 25,000.
Nice.
Which is
Damn. You're trucking through
That's
it. Too.
gnarly.
It's the most I've ever written for anything. So,
Cool.
I'm
Honestly,
tryharding.
this is inspiring me. I need to start writing more. I'm gonna start writing more.
Start writing Tumblr fan fiction.
I don't know if I'll do that.
Obviously, it worked out for me.
Speaking of,
How? Okay, one of my favorite writers and artists is the guy who wrote Berserk. He actually just recently passed away.
Rest in power.
Yeah. But what he would do was he would draw every panel of his manga and then create the story based on what he drew.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was like a really different way to approach art. And I've noticed like I also do that. Like I will sketch something and then I'll write about that sketch. And it sort of like becomes it becomes more alive that way.
Totally.
And as a kid too, I would doodle and I would create these like made up stories in my head about these doodles.
That's sweet.
But I need to do what Israel's doing. I just need to like really just like sit down and fucking write.
another thing about writing that like catches me is like, oh, I don't want to write this and this because I want that to be perfected later.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
the author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is like, you know, after 6 parts, he's like, fuck it. I'm reusing the same fucking names in this new universe and they're going to have the same themes. And I'm like, on God, I respect that.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like throwing my ideas out and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm reusing this character in my next book and he's going to be different, you bitch.
Cool.
Deal with it.
There are literally no rules. Fuck shit up.
yeah. I think that's the beauty of art. There are no rules.
I mean,
well, there could be rules,
If
but
you're lame.
no, yeah. I mean, look at Scorsese. Like he essentially makes like the same like 4 movies over and over and over. But it's all so interesting because it's such a captivating story.
yeah. Wait, Scorsese's the guy that made like
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, like all the mob.
Goodfellas,
Yeah, like the mob
The
movies.
Departed, Nate's favorite movie.
They have a lot of similar themes and tones, but they are different.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wolf of Wall Street's one of my favorite movies.
movie rocks.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. I have not seen most like iconic movies.
You haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I haven't seen most of the movies you guys have mentioned today. I have not seen.
What's your favorite movie?
What did we mention?
My favorite movie? I have two. Either Juno or The Opposite of Sex.
I love Juno.
Yeah, Juno
I
is
just
my
recently rewatched that movie.
I watched it on
Actually.
an airplane.
I think that I could cite Juno. Like
Really? I
Yeah.
love the ending. I think the ending is super cute. And
I do
really
too.
Good.
Kimya Dawson and the Moldy Peaches are the like main soundtrackers.
Yeah, the Moldy Peaches.
Kimya Dawson is my favorite songwriter, second favorite songwriter of like all time. Like
Is that the theme? That's
Yeah.
Okay.
and she is like she's such a fucking cool person. Like I don't know, like I think that it's really a lot of like artists and like songwriters, like I hate to bring like politics into this, but like they like align with like one political agenda and just like all their shit is just like regurgitated stuff. Kimya Dawson came out when Anderson Cooper made a comment about how Trump was so like fat, he was like on his back like a turtle who couldn't get up, whatever. Like, and it was like I found it really like awful because like yeah, I don't think Trump's a good person, but like not because he's fat. Like I don't care that he's fat, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like there are good people who are fat, and when you insult Trump for being fat, you're equating his fatness to his evilness, and like I don't think that's fair. And so like Kimya Dawson came out with like two friends, and they made like a joke cover band called like the Fat Turtles, and they covered a song by the Turtles. I don't remember which song it was, but I was like, holy shit, like that's really cool that this person who's like totally left leaning, totally like could not stand Donald Trump was like, that's fucked up that someone said that about him. Like,
Yeah.
and like went as far
Was
as
like
the-
reasonable
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
perception.
And I really respected that, and I was like, holy shit, like I love this person, this is really cool.
I really like the Moldy Peaches.
Oh, love them so
Yeah.
much.
You can end up like Arcade Fire and just completely sell out and be like, look, we suck now. Buy our music. They suck so bad.
Oh, what was I gonna say?
Favorite band?
Favorite movie?
Oh yeah, favorite movie. What was the other one?
The Opposite of Sex. It's Christina Ricci's in it, Lisa Kudrow's in it. Who else?
I don't think I've ever heard of it. Dane, have you heard of it?
No, I haven't heard. I
Oh
haven't
my
even heard of
god,
those names.
It is Christina Ricci is Wednesday Addams, and
Oh.
Lisa Kudrow is Phoebe Buffay.
Oh, okay.
Friends.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. There's more people in that movie, but like, it is a hidden gem. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. Christina Ricci just plays a complete bitch. Like she's the narrator, and I have a soft spot for like unreliable narrators and stories, like narrated by the villain or the bad guy, or like someone who's just like untrustworthy. I think it's like often leads to better storytelling than like storytelling from like
American Psycho.
Totally. If
Yeah.
it's, I think like stories told from the perspective of someone who is mean or like and she says such wicked things, but she's so funny that you love her still. Like she has a gay brother in the movie, and she says some like gnarly shit about him, and it's like, wow, if I heard anyone in real life say that, I'd like not want to be their friend, but I love her. Like, like she makes you love how evil she is. It's
I
really
think I know what movie you're talking about, actually. Like, I have a vague, like, visualization of that movie.
I have never met anyone else who's seen it. My mom showed it to me because like my mom is like an insomniac and will just like watch movies through the night because she can't sleep. And so she's like one of the most like well-versed people in movies I've ever met,
So how come you're not?
because I am not an insomniac and I have hobbies. Yeah, but it's very good. I recommend it to everybody I see. It's so funny.
Okay.
I'll add it to my letterboxed watch list. Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know anything about movies or actors,
that's
so
true.
probably not as bad as I am at
Yeah.
it.
I could talk about movies for
I know.
a while.
We've talked. Oh, I mean, we talk about movies sometimes.
When Henry was on the podcast, that's what we talked about the whole time.
We started before we started recording. We were like, we cannot talk about movies.
This isn't a movie podcast. And then it was.
I think the way that I like present myself, I think you would think that I'm a big movie person because I look just like a. I
Like
think,
Dane.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I don't look like Dane, but we look like we like the same things.
Yeah.
Off the same energy.
I think that you would look at us and be like, "Oh,
I've got my shirt tucked into high-waisted pants.
and I'm a
you
girl
know.
with a buzz cut and a nose piercing." Like it's, I had bangs before. Like you know what I mean? Like
Bangs are awesome.
thank you. I
have bangs.
agree.
Kind of.
You're getting there. You could have bangs,
What? That's just
but like
got 'em.
Dude, you got the Johnny Green.
Israel, honestly, your hair for a while was in a really awkward state, but now it's like finally like
Yeah,
it's
luscious.
full
It's a
mane.
lot.
yeah, he's getting that luscious
I brushed
mane.
my hair this morning. I was like, fuck. It's like fire right now.
I guess like some of the I wanted to ask like what your favorite band was because
Oh.
this has been a very like music centric
it has been.
podcast, so
Favorite band.
it's a hard one. Yeah,
This is gonna sound like I don't even care. I'm done with like this is cringe. No, I like this band. I don't care. The 1975 is one of my favorite bands.
I love a few of their songs.
I love them.
Love It If We Made It. I really like that song.
Their whole album, I Like It When You Sleep, For You're So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It, is so good.
Have you ever listened to Stuck in the Sound?
By
That's
that
the band.
obviously no.
Oh, you showed me them.
I showed Ty.
They're
them.
amazing.
I think you should check them out.
They're
Okay.
super cool.
Stuck in the
You
Sound.
you have to watch the music videos though.
Yeah, the
Okay.
music videos are fucking awesome.
They're fucking amazing.
That's part of why I like the 1975. Their music videos are really cool. They have one for their song "Change of Heart." It's a song basically, in my interpretation at least, it's a song about falling out of love, which is like not a very common thing that you hear in music. It's like, and it's not about like I'm already out of love. It's like the process of like,
Yeah.
I love you. And then maybe, and it's called
only-
"A Change of Heart" because their music video is two clowns like falling out of love with in an like amusement park at night. It's
that's
sick.
really creative.
It's really sick.
My favorite band is the Gorillaz. Like
Nice.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen a Gorillaz music video, like I love
pretty
music
awesome.
videos. Yeah, they're fucking awesome.
I don't know what my favorite band would be.
George Clinton.
No, George Clinton isn't my favorite, but
LCD
Slide
Sound System?
rocks. No.
That's a band technically.
Yeah, favorite band, if you're getting like really specific, honestly, if it's favorite band, it might be LCD Sound System. Radiohead is pretty far up there. Favorite artist, like period, is John Mayer. He's influenced me so much. It's insane. I only like 2 of his albums at this point.
I'd
But
have
like
my best friend, their whole family is a really big John Mayer family. And I have never cared about John Mayer, but I know so much John Mayer lore just because like I'll be at their house like eating dinner and their mom will just be like, "Oh, John Mayer." Da, 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 da," or like so I know like the whole like the Foota Boys thing that like
oh,
like the whole maybe that's
Wait.
not a big lore thing, but I just clung to it. It was like a John Mayer like meme thing.
I'm not even aware of it. Wait, what's it called?
Foota Boys.
Some fan you are.
It's like FEUDEBOIS.
Boys.
It's like a douchey candle company, like made for men. And he's like, it's like Foota Boys. Like,
Nice.
I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing that. I thought it was John Mayer related, but I totally could be wrong.
It sounds something John Mayer would be into.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
John Mayer.
Yeah, John Mayer.
Yeah, John Mayer, yeah.
Should we call it?
Nah, we were only an hour and 2, 3. Bear.
Well, then
damn,
fucking
you trying to bust early.
I'll say
no.
something.
Yeah, well then bring something up, Dane.
Jeez, you were the one who wanted to end the podcast.
I don't know. I don't have any ideas left.
Aside from bands, like
Yeah.
just favorite artist, period. Yours is
Oh.
John Mayer. Who's yours?
Favorite artist?
Yeah, doesn't have to be a
fuck.
band.
That's really hard.
Because I can answer that easier than I can the favorite band question.
Yeah, because I'm
Anyway.
the opposite. Because like there's so many like really single talented people.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, actually, I know Frank Ocean.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a good one.
Yeah, I love Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
I've been re-listening to Endless.
There.
Oh yeah, Dane made that, right?
No, I didn't make that. I bought it from Frank Ocean. From him. I got
Frank
it.
Ocean made it.
I went on his through
He
paper.
probably did make that, honestly. Like, cause he's I don't know.
I mean, he didn't make it, but it's from his website.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I re-listened to Endless like a couple days ago, and I cried
Good
because
album.
fucking that album's deep as fuck. It's not really deep. It's just like it's.
Both nuts weigh 2 pounds. Made
Yeah, that's really deep. It just like
my
puts you in
balls
this.
stick into my jeans.
It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It just kind of like transports you to this like really specific feeling.
Yes.
And it's an endless feeling, honestly.
Endless.
I think, have you guys listened to Sydney Gish at all?
I don't know who that is.
She is my favorite musical artist of all time. I recommend her to everybody. She's like, before I knew who she was, like Kimya Dawson was my favorite songwriter, and Kimya is still up there, but Sydney Gish is like closer to our age, and all of her stuff is very like simple. First listen through, it's really simple, and you're like, oh, good song, cool. And then you can listen to it a second time, and you're like, that was a fucking analogy. Like, she's like really poetic, but not in an annoying way.
Oh, okay. So it's more like lyricism then, like more like lyric centric,
but also she makes bops. Like, also she's a really good guitarist, and she has really good decisions as far as like what kind of like pedals or whatever she's going to use. Like, really overall good artist, but I do particularly like her lyrics.
Oh, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, single artist, not like I love Frank Ocean and I hold him to a really like high pedestal in my favorites, but my favorite single artist would probably be
Joji Vlogs.
shut up. The producer Vegan, which he actually like worked on a lot of work for Blonde and Endless.
Specifically,
Okay.
and
Like a lot of the instrumental stuff, but he has his own solo work, and it's like it's like if you would look at me and look at my music taste and then listen to Vegan, it's like club bangers and like and like electronic music, more similar to like Aphex Twins sort of shit. But oh, I fucking love it so much. We might see him live in October.
I won't be able to. It'll be in the middle of my midterms.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I looked into it.
No.
Magic.
I know. Literally, like the week of, I asked somebody, and they were like, "Yeah, no, you won't be able to go."
That sucks.
So
Yeah,
depressing.
got trolled, I guess.
I got
Yeah, you got trolled, dude.
School.
Dude, your school's trolling you, dude.
They
Gonna throw up straight in your mouth.
just wanted to go to Miami. I just wanted to go to Miami and party it up with my internet friends. You know.
Yeah. Do you have any internet friends?
Let me think.
I've made a lot
I have
through
one.
quarantine.
Over the course of my life, I've had a lot because I have such a weird relationship with social media. I also ran a 5 Seconds of Summer fan page on Instagram that was like pretty like banging for a while.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I know it's all cringe, but I think it's funny now.
It's not cringe.
Oh,
I will
it's so
openly
awesome.
talk
I think
about
it's
shit I did
awesome.
as a
I think it's
freshman.
fucking awesome too.
I was like way too young to be talking to half the people I was talking to is the problem.
I think it's cringe, but I love cringe.
Yeah, it's like funny cringe. And I think that a lot of people, it's funny because the more people who I become friends with like now, like where I'm like, I'm not going to school, I'm not forced to be your friend because I go to school with you, but like I'm your friend because like I met you and we have stuff in common. Like most of us ran fan pages or wrote fan fiction or like did some nerdy shit like when we were 13 or 14. And so yeah, so I had internet friends from like 5 Seconds of Summer stuff. And then I also had, do you guys remember Ask FM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was also kind of banging on there for a while, and I had like some Ask FM friends.
Weird.
Yeah. So like I don't talk to any of them anymore, and I don't have internet friends anymore. I'm sorry if I do have an internet friend and I'm just like forgetting about you. I'm so sorry, but but I can't think of one right now.
I mean, Dane and I met a lot of people through Discord. I don't know if you know what Discord is.
I have
You guys have so many internet friends, it's like weird to me.
Yeah. So
I've only ever become friends with one person over the internet.
most.
who I'm, like, still in contact
I'll
with.
talk a little bit after what Dane's about to say.
Yeah, I've met most of them have come through me because I was like, when I went to Wales. I lived in Wales for like a month.
Oh, cool.
When I graduated from high school, and I was like completely time zone flipped, so I couldn't talk to Nate and Ty unless I stayed up till like 2 a.m, which I would still do. But during that time, I was on a Discord server and I would just chat on there all the time. That's like all I did. And there was like a bunch of British people on there. One of them, an extreme, I don't even know what political stance he is. For a long time, I thought he was a Trumpy. And then I thought he was like an actual like fascist supporter. And then he was like, check out my political compass test. And he's like literally Marxist. And I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea.
Sometimes you can't tell.
Yeah.
Like I saw a TikTok a while ago, and it was really funny. And it was like, will protect your right to marry your gay husband with my gun. That's my
Dude, the
political.
when you look at political ideologies, it's like you can be like a fascist Marxist.
It's so weird.
Weird. But to go back on,
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just
was a socialist, so I don't find that too shocking.
yeah. Well, like it was just an example.
Who invented? Was that Mussolini?
Mussolini. Yeah. But to go back to like, you meet a lot of fucking weird people on the internet,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
when you go into Discord.
Yeah.
You'll meet people who literally dress up as Nazis,
Yeah.
and you're like, I need to.
Oh my
get out of
God.
here.
Yeah, no, I've seen the server that I hung out in over the year. Like I hung out there for like a year, and then it started to devolve into like.
But they keep hidden, and then the more you get comfortable with them, they start
Yeah.
showing their colors more.
and
then
now
you're
the
like,
server. When I left, the only people that openly talked in the main chat were alt-right.
Yeah.
people.
got you.
it was
So, like, actually, this dude was like, check it out. I went to a war reenactment place today, and it was like dressed up as an SS officer.
some
Not German army, not Nazi army,
Oh.
SS
Oh.
officer. So,
But yeah, Dane and I have met a really cool group. Honestly, a pretty diverse group of people
Yeah.
on the internet. Like we have a lot of Latino friends. We have a lot of gay friends on the internet.
Yeah.
and we talk to them probably
You guys
every
would
week.
never be friends with a gay person in real life.
no,
Shut
no
up,
way.
Israel. We're
to
literally
break it
friends
to you
with
guys.
Nate.
Nate's gay. I know.
But actually, so I had a best friend that lived in the area for a long time, and he moved to San Diego when we went into middle school. And in middle school, we would just like go on Skype and play Minecraft.
That's so
And like that's how we kept in touch. And he met a bunch of friends down there, and I met them through the internet. And that was my only connection. It was through my buddy Sam that I knew these guys. And I became like really fucking close friends with these people that I had never met just on the internet. And I had known them for like 4 years. In my sophomore year of high school, I was just like, fuck it. I'm taking a train down to San Diego, and Sam was in UK. He wasn't even there. I was like, I'm just gonna hang out with these people I've never
Cool.
met.
Why
And-
not?
Yeah, and it was fucking awesome. I went down to San Diego and we like went hiking. They taught me how to surf and like, dude, if you're anybody who's listening to this, make internet friends.
Internet friends
like,
are so. Dude,
be careful
the
though.
guest on our last episode was an internet friend. Sky.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Met him through that same server.
yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. He's a great dude, and
He's 6'8".
the story with him
He's
is
really
really
tall.
funny too.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't believe he's an alt-right.
I can't believe he's one of the alt-right people.
Yeah.
I start out the podcast. It's like, what's up? We got our guest, my friend Sky. We met on an alt-right Discord server. And he goes, no, wait, no.
That's funny.
You got doing a little stretch?
You good, Israel?
My left thigh is like, I need to not.
I know my neck is getting crunchy. I'm like afraid to crack it because
Yeah.
Michael will be like,
Yeah, should we wrap it up then? I have to go pee pretty bad, so.
Okay, we'll wrap it up.
So-
Did you want to shout out anything?
Yeah, we always shout out
Oh,
anything. I usually remember to put things in the description.
I don't know.
Maybe your Spotify.
I'll put your
Yeah.
Spotify.
My Spotify. It's Izzy Pedigo on Spotify. I'm also that on YouTube, and I'm gonna try to put more effort into my YouTube stuff because I've been kind of slacking on there. My Instagram is Izzy backwards and then Ann backwards. My middle name, so it's like Yziana.
Oh,
Oh
that
my
explains
God.
it.
I get it now.
Did you guys? That's funny.
No, I was
I
like,
literally didn't get it.
I was
either.
like, wow, that's a way to spell Izzy online.
No, it's Ann is my middle name, Izzy Ann, but flipped. Thank you. Zayn Malik inspired that with like the Nayaz Keelam Instagram handle. Anyway, you didn't need to know that. That's all the stuff I have to plug.
Nice.
I'm funny on Twitter sometimes too, and I think my Twitter is Inmate Izzy. I was in a big Orange is the New Black phase when I made my Twitter.
Nice.
So there you go.
All right.
All right.
Good
I
night,
had
everybody.
to dust off my Twitter to call the Pope a sussy baka.
Ow! I just pinched my finger in that thing.
No bueno.
Well, this sucks. That was a good episode, guys.